How's it going, everybody? My name is Chris Fox and we are Ready Game Fire. Welcome to episode 48 of the RGF podcast. With me today are... It's Michael Power for Governor, Mike to see ya, Mike.
Michael Power.
Tread lightly, Chris.
How you doing?
Treading lightly.
Now, the reason why I said Michael Power for Governor, New Mexico 2012 is because Mike's wearing a shirt that says Walt White for Governor. He's a character from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Breaking Bad.
And obviously it's all about his rise
to
governor.
Yeah. So he starts off as a mayor. And
No, he starts off as a mere
mayor.
political candidate for mayor.
Yeah, full mayor. And he goes from mayor...
Yeah.
He actually skips governor and goes to president. He gets back to mayor.
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, we've got new / not in any way new audio equipment, so if we've got some teething problems...
There's one very young Mike, right? Oh, it didn't work. I'm going to say old Mike. I'm not old. I'm getting older. I'm old. There's an old Mike right here.
Latter half of your 20s.
Yeah, old Mike on the old Mike.
Certainly irrelevant when it comes to gaming. I mean, what do you know?
Yeah.
You're well past the demographic of gaming. We all are.
it's
We've got a
34.
combined age of a dead person.
But it's 18 to 34 is the current split of people. And women. And we're not women either.
Also in the room, and finally in the room, it's Steve, the Edman, Eddie,
Right.
Stevie E,
Steady Eddie.
Blue Cap. What other nicknames have you had?
Private.
The Expressway.
The Expressway, Edwards.
Hello.
You're going to say it's 48 to be here?
No, certainly not.
Why not?
Stuart Fenwood.
Yeah.
You thought of it, and then you didn't
I
say
didn't think
it.
of it. He thought of it.
You planted it there in my
I
mind,
just
you took it back out.
plucked it from his mind before he said it.
Mike said it. Mike said it's 8 to be here, and you made it 40 times as better as that.
That's maths.
That's
maths.
Today we are talking about our favourite licensed music in
good.
games.
Some
We
good
did
songs out there.
we did the proper one 18 episodes ago when we did our top
The proper one.
our top countdown of the best video game songs, which you should definitely check out.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite episodes.
It was epic.
And on the website, on the episode page, you've got the YouTube playlist along with all of our individual ones. But yeah, today we talk about our favourite licensed songs, and maybe we'll get to play some of them.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, who cares? You know?
could
Let's
sing.
just edit I could sing it, you could sing it.
I can
Sue
hum.
us. Why don't you sue us?
Well, you can
record
use less than
labels?
30 seconds, isn't it? Up to 30 seconds, yeah?
Some of mine are quite long.
What spurred on this decision? It was actually, the topic was first thought of when I think,
You thought of it.
when it was when Rock Band was dying.
You said, let's do licensed music
Yeah,
in a
and
game.
yeah.
No, you said, let's do licensed music in games. And I said, that's stupid.
Yeah.
You're stupid.
Yeah.
And I'm leaving this conversation.
Natural reaction to anything.
And then,
so-
and then the Rock Band DLC was coming to an end, and you said, let's do that licensed idea I had. And I went, okay, it's less stupid now. It could work as an episode. And then Bioshock Infinite came out, and then I was like, hey, Mike, I've got a great idea for an episode.
Son of a gun. But yeah, rightly so. I'm sure that might come up. Who knows?
Let's find out.
You know, it's good using licensed music. It adds so much to a moment, especially if it can surprise you when you think you're... Because so many games, rightly so, spend so much time creating their own songs, like films, creating their own soundtracks, their own music, and that's brilliant. But sometimes when they throw in a song you suddenly recognise or something that's, by a band, it's cool. It changes the whole pace. Sometimes
Sometimes it's a bit too
wank.
obvious, isn't it?
Should we talk about really shit uses? Does anyone have any...
Black Ops. Anyway.
Yeah. That's what you
Yeah, as much, and I really do love 8-bit, 16-bit video game soundtracks. One advantage of modern, and I say modern, PlayStation onwards, having licensed tracks in there, like, obviously Wipeout came along and...
No, I won't bother writing it down then.
Oh, he hasn't said what song. Steve's still kind of compiling his list. He's got a piece of paper that's just full.
Yeah, but a lot of it's about one.
Has he written all the lyrics down?
Written in
It's all
interesting.
about one.
I actually remember being quite against the idea and quite rejecting of it because I loved old video game music so much. I was like, oh, so what now? They just don't even need to try. They'll just take the latest dance numbers and throw them in the game. Fuck that. But obviously I was quite the dickhead when I was younger.
Yeah, famously so.
Yes, and it's amazing how, like you said, Mike, in films or in games, when a song that you may not know, or even if it's a song you already know, and love. It's used in a moment, and then from that point onwards, the song reminds you of the game, and vice versa. And the song takes on a whole new meaning, and it's
comes ingrained in your head a little bit.
Yeah.
That is linked to that. I mean, I mean, so Rock Band obviously is where I learnt most of my music. Not most of it, but so it still is. There are still songs I didn't know. It's just the Beatles and
the Rolling Stones.
You don't need to say anything else about the Beatles. Let's do a very quick second-hand news.
This is the news.
This is the news.
Mike Bithell, who made Thomas Was Alone, announced his new game today.
Yeah.
You see that?
Volume.
You saw it, did you?
I sat next to McNerney today when he was browsing the internet.
It's a shooter, isn't it?
It sort of looks like Metal Gear Solid.
It really looks Metal Gear Solid.
Oh yeah, that's
Little
what I
Big
meant.
Planet.
But you're not violent. I think some of the little robots will shoot at you, but you're particularly non-violent. That was a big emphasis I think he's put on it, is that you're just a sneaky guy and you can't fight back. It's all about using sound to distract.
Quite blocky still though.
It's
relief.
Yeah.
Just stick with what
hopefully
he
the
knows.
walls will come to life and become characters of their own.
Do you remember when we were talking about Thomas Was Alone on the RGF Awards episode for Best Character?
Yes.
And I kept calling it Thomas Was Not Alone.
Yeah.
Yep.
When I met
Good
Mike
gag.
Bithell, I said, "Nice to meet you, Mike," and I really liked Thomas Was Not Alone.
Yeah.
I mean, Thomas was alone.
Oh.
And then I explained why I made that mistake, and it was a really long, meandering story that didn't get a laugh, and I really wish that I was dead. Anyway, hello, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
If you're listening, and not you, Mike.
Aye. So what else has happened? Also, I think it's been a kind of running story since the Xbox One was announced, but they've like the latest thing is they've backtracked now, saying Kinect is not always needed to be on.
Yeah, Mac told me this as well.
I'll tell you
Mac's been a
what my
fantastic-
favourite news story is.
What's that?
That Mike's doing the news, apparently.
Well, I don't know. I'm just kidding. You can have
just
what you want.
kidding. I'm only joking.
He's got the phone. hasn't he?
Jesus, no, I
Power phone.
I could do with a nap, so.
Okay, cool. I mean, what do you?
Me too.
No, I'm asking you. What do you think about this whole Xbox backtrack?
It's starting to piss me off. If you want to
I
know
don't
what I
know.
think, Mike.
I don't know. I've
Which
come
way do you
forward
look
with
at it?
Yeah. what do
It
you
could either be like, I said this to Mac, so.
Don't worry, but don't.
All right,
they
yeah, I
don't
should
know,
tell
they
you
don't
guys
care.
though.
Yeah.
You weren't there
I was
for my
not.
conversation with McNerney.
Yeah.
Well, it's two ways to look at it, isn't it? It's either, is it admirable that they've taken all the feedback and they're like, all right, yeah, we'll put stuff back in or take stuff out that you didn't like, or is it weak that they're willing to bend on it? And which way do you look at it?
It wasn't, and now it is.
But I don't really care.
No, I think it's just the
don't
problem
know
was
why
if
people
they
would.
backtracked on something like how BioWare backtracked on the ending of Mass Effect 3 or whatever, they didn't really backtrack. But, that was like changing artistic thing. These things were always designed to just be a bit dickish to the consumer and try and do something for to better their anti-piracy laws or better their make Kinect more integral or something.
So do you think we'll now be able to buy them without Kinects, or is that still?
I think it'll be bundled in every box.
Yeah, I think so as well.
But it's interesting.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's not bundled in every box.
You keep going.
No, seriously, because that's where it's heading.
Well, the price thing is an issue. That's why the price
Yeah.
of the Xbox One is so much better. Kinect is expensive. It looks like Xbox, by all accounts, the new Kinect is incredible.
Every reason why the PS3 has more pre-orders than the Xbox One, they are fixing.
PS4.
They are fixing. What did I call it?
PS1.
The 3 out the PS.
I call it PS1.
Might have done.
The PS1 and the Xbox 4.
It's on tape.
And someone of course said soon they're gonna just change the name, which would be that really should be the last thing they do, and then be like,
Yeah, that'd be good.
that would be amazing.
They should change
Xbox
it to.
4.
Do you know what I call it?
Yeah,
Xbox Fun.
yeah.
They should change it to that.
Yeah,
No?
no one will believe them.
It's too presuming too much.
Do you know what I mean? though?
I'll decide if it's fun, not Microsoft.
Okay. So I bet they'll get rid of Kinect in the box as well, save on price, and bada bing, bada boom, you've got the same consoles going head to head. I still don't know which one I want to get.
Really?
Yes.
Thought
Well,
you
surely
were-
it comes down to launch titles. What do you think? What gut reaction? What?
Is
jumps
it
to
that
I'm confused because
new
of-
Infinity Ward one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
of
is
the
that
two,
launched? Is that launched?
because of the two caveats with Titanfall and Killer Instinct, and those are no single player and free to play. Now, when you actually said on the post E3 episode, i.e. the last episode, I didn't actually know Killer Instinct was free to play, because that's the kind of thing you miss when you're actually there. They didn't announce it unless they announced it in the.
I don't know. They did. It came as a story
and
afterwards.
I started to daydream about like what I was going to have for lunch. It ended up being pizza that day. It was
Oh,
really
Nice,
good.
nice.
Yeah, cheers. I think it's not the right game to do that with. It's in fact probably the worst type of game to do free to
Aren't
play
they
with.
doing
I
it
don't
with
know.
Street Fighter as well?
Well,
No, I'm sure I read somewhere the next one they're thinking of doing a free to play.
I don't know. I think it's
Why-
it's
why-
interesting.
everyone's going to get good with the same character because they're like, well, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Why would I buy another character when I can just get good with Jago?
Who's the main? It would be Jago, wouldn't it? He'd be
Because Jago comes
he'd
free,
be free, yeah.
and I think it's just him and everyone else.
But I think especially
fee to
No
pay.
way. They just
That's
give
what
you
they should
one
call
free
it.
character.
They should call it fee to pay
Oh, no.
gaming. Yeah.
I think it works with fighting games
Zelda
because
character.
I used an example the other day. Is
Fee
that
to
I
pay.
started, he's checked out.
Don't know.
He's done for the day.
See ya.
I started playing Marvel Heroes, the online.
Alliance.
No, that was ages ago. Man. That was launched.
What, the
Sorry.
Dota? I mean,
No,
the MOBA.
No, the Diablo-esque one.
Yeah.
And you get given some characters at the start.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah.
Storm, Thing, Daredevil.
You know what happened to Twat Horda when it gets struck
It's
by
a
a
great
lightning.
Thing impression.
But I've heard of those three characters. It could be the characters from the third X-Men film.
You don't. But you
Like
don't.
that one who's got a spiky face.
Okay, but
Spike face.
Yeah. You have to... It goes like that and kills people. I don't know.
But in Marvel Heroes, all the other
Yes.
characters like 20 quid to get them,
I see.
and then like 5 quid to get a new costume for them because if everyone plays as just that hero, so everyone buys Spider-Man, but he doesn't look different. It's just too much money. If they had other characters for like £1.50, £2,
Yeah.
I bought a few of them and might end up spending a bit more. I think it can work with a fighting game. I think it's really interesting to see. I'm a big supporter of the free-to-play model as long as it's done well and doesn't hinder the actual game itself.
That is pretty much all the news. And we
Well,
should...
Disney Infinity comes out next week, and I'm actually going to.
What's
buy
that?
it. They've got like little Buzz, like Skylanders.
You look just.
Brilliant.
But it's all Disney. But there's so much Disney stuff now. It's been
Finally.
Marvel.
You just
Star
want to put them
Wars.
around your desk
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
the only thing you can see on your desk is the screen.
You're going to have to sit at a different desk.
To my toys, yeah.
Like,
Collectibles.
your desk is so full of shit.
That's my old desk. That's where all my toys are.
Mike,
You want to come through to my other
Why
desk?
don't you
Follow
sit at
me.
your desk anymore, Mike?
Double desking. Oh, so the one other thing that was cool that plays into what I wanted to talk about, but we're not going to talk about, but was cool, is that the viewing figures for Breaking Bad like doubled
Yes.
than they've ever they're just massive. Now,
Well,
like,
because you two watched it last year.
Yeah.
But Chris's girlfriend and me.
there's
watched it.
literally
That's
double. Yeah.
There's double.
Wow. That's
Could
double.
you repeat that sentence? But could you say Ready Game Fire's own Annie O'Brien?
Yes. No.
So
I can't remember what I said.
just say you watched it. Just say you.
Well, you
just-
two watched it last year.
No. Yeah.
And this year, Annie O'Brien's Ready Game Fire. Steve Edwards watched it
That's
this
excellent.
year.
Oh, one other news item: the Saints Row Wad $1 million edition.
God. I was talking about it the other
Oh,
day.
jeez, you told
I'm
me about
still.
this.
I was looking at it. I clicked buy.
Of course you did, because it looked great on your desk,
But
Mike.
nothing-
Think about it.
That Lamborghini.
Think about it, Mike. They're expecting you to.
Do you want to run us through what it is?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Gonna bloody have to, aren't I?
It's amazing.
So,
First of
right-
all, I love that the special edition was called the Super Dangerous Wob Wob edition.
Wad.
No, but the regular special edition was called the Mega
right,
Dangerous
yeah.
Wob Wob. You know,
And that's the one that comes with the dubstep gun. Yeah.
Wob Wob. But now this is the Super Dangerous Wad Wad. As in Wad of Cash.
By the way, I may or may not know someone who stole a dubstep gun from the Deep Silver PR girl at E3. May or may not know.
May or may not. It was James McNerney.
What's that up on your plinth there?
It was Chris Fox.
Wow!
Wob 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 Wob.
Yes, so
Skrillex.
with the there's only one of these. It's the Super Dangerous Wad
I'm
Wad
going to get
edition,
comfortable here.
aka the $1 million pack. Only one available. Costs $1 million, and you get Saints Row 4 Commander in Chief edition. A Virgin Galactic space flight, you know, those ones that you could also get in WH Smith's.
Yep.
I mean,
What?
I don't know when those are going to start.
Do you not remember that?
You can buy them in Smith.
You know,
Yeah,
those
years
dream
ago, yeah,
packages like, a day at Silverstone in a Ferrari.
And then a
So
day
by-
on the moon.
Yeah, I
In
mean,
a Ferrari.
how long can Branson sell these flights and then not actually
I
do
guess
them?
until we get buses to the moon, I suppose.
Yeah.
Until it's 40p.
A full-size replica dubstep gun, just like the one I may or may not was stolen. Hostage rescue experience. Plastic surgery.
That one's the weirdest.
I'd get liposuction, if you're asking.
I'd get new ears.
Nose jobs.
Elephant ears.
Spy of all the things,
Elephant ears.
you'd fix your ears.
No, but I'd get elephant ears.
I was going to say, your ears are probably your best feature.
My eyes are
little
my
button
best feature.
ears.
No, I like your ears.
I got button nose as well.
Yeah, I've got a button nose.
Yeah, but I like your ears.
Thanks, buddy.
Don't cry, ears. You're on the side of a lovely head. Spy training day, personal shopper, capsule wardrobe, 7 nights at the top royal suite at the Burj Al Arab, Dubai. Imagine that's a
I
hotel.
guess that's the one that Ethan Hawke
Oh yeah, the one
Climbed.
Ethan Hunt.
Was
You
that?
know, is it the one that's got a tennis court on top?
It's
I
actually
hope so. Although there's like a
Federer and Agassi played on it. It's pretty good.
You should probably buy this pack then.
Federer
really.
won.
a week for two at the Jefferson Hotel in Washington DC. First class flights to Washington DC and Dubai. A Lamborghini Gallardo.
Lamborghini. Mispronounced both words.
Did I? What
You
did I
said
say?
Lamborghini.
Did I say Lamborghini? Supposedly.
Supposedly.
Lamborghini.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Did I say Lamborghini?
Yeah, you might have done.
Did they go to the Lamborghini?
Lamborghini, supposedly. New Toyota Prius, plus 1 year's insurance.
That can't be worth a lot.
Can you transfer that insurance onto the Lamborghini?
Yeah.
Because I'd want to.
Very much so.
And a year's supercar membership. Don't know what that is.
No, it sounds good though.
Supercar, yeah.
Is that like membership to the supercar club?
You just get to drive around in supercars.
Where you go-
with Richard Hammond.
Well, you can.
Is it just a publicity story? Do they actually have to follow through? It's all a bit.
It's great PR. I mean, they
yeah,
clearly,
it's really cool. Only Saints Row could do it, really.
they clearly got to make
Yeah.
up for the fact that that dubstep gun was stolen. May or may not have been stolen at E3. So
Quickly, get
she's,
plastic surgery.
She's trying to.
It's mad though.
Anyway,
It's not. I mean, it's harmless in a way, isn't it? I mean, if someone
Yeah, of
actually
course.
buys it, then.
harmless.
Use that money to
Harmless.
buy
Well, I mean, harmless not like
It's harmless until they use their spy training
plastic
their
surgery.
and their hostage
Yeah.
rescue experience.
And the plastic
Sort of like
surgery.
reverse that one.
Yeah.
So you can
And
get
so-
hostages
Shit.
and the robber bank Lamborghini get the plastic surgery
Oh my
so you
God.
can disguise yourself afterwards. Harmless, says Mike.
They've got the gun.
Shit.
Harmless.
They've got the gun.
They've
to
got the
shoot
wob
people,
gun. They
yeah.
can wob anyone.
And then they
want.
go home and play Saints Row.
Scot free.
That'll be the way we'll get them.
Yeah.
The only people playing
They'll
Saints
log
Row
on.
in America.
Yeah,
Mike, you can see why you're not in PR. You called it harmless, so
but that's good PR.
It's great PR.
you're bad PR.
Mum's bad.
Good work, mate.
By the way, Steve, that's a great shirt you've got on there.
Thank you.
What does it say?
It says, to my friend Steve from Chris Fox,
Here's a Bioshock.
here's a
Infinite
Bioshock
t-shirt.
Infinite t-shirt from America. That's what it says.
The Rolliston.
It's one of the guns. I
It's
don't
the.
It's the repeater. It's
the
the triple
repeater.
R.
But isn't it the Rebels gun? Fuck, I forgot
The Vox
names.
Populi.
I was going to say the Fireflies.
The Rebels.
Who are they?
The Last of Us's.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what's not as good as Bioshock Infinite?
Last of Us.
The Last of Us,
You're right.
correct. Well done.
You're right.
Excellent.
And a lot of
I
things.
brought this up to Steve the other day. On the last episode, Mac goes, yeah, I'm enjoying it, I'm enjoying it. And you both go, you're not enjoying it, you finished it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Lost, talk about Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Bless him.
You finished it twice.
He's not even go, yeah, I've yet to start it, but I mean, you got all the trophies, Mac. Well, he's just so modest, isn't he?
It's just the start.
The Clash in the Clouds DLC is fun, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah, Chris is bloody amazing at it.
It's like horde mode. That's what you get when you do the 1999 playthrough.
Yeah, you become
You get really
Chris has
good.
got this tactic with the
the shield. I barely use it. The
shield.
shield. The
Yeah,
shield.
and
I haven't used
just
it.
throwing them
When I
at
first got that, I
the
thought,
big fellas.
I'm going to use this all the
handyman.
time, and then never did. I just used the pull shotgun.
Yeah. Well, we can
Unexcited.
talk about Bioshock Infinite all day, and we will later on. But now, it's time for the hot topic.
This is the news.
It's hot.
It's the hot topic, and
sorry.
who says you can't get shit on your fist?
That was in the film.
Yeah.
I saw that film.
You did.
I saw the Wolverine as well.
Clobber.
See a lot of films.
You just said clobber, and
He was good.
oh, by the way, thanks for not taking the gun. So yes, licensed music, isn't it important? And yes, Chris, it is.
I wouldn't say it was important. Like games could live without it.
You know, when some people say, and I mean, I don't listen to as much music as I do as I did before. I listen to a lot of podcasts, funnily enough, but listen to a lot more, especially at uni because nights out, etc.
Sure.
But people who say, oh, I don't really like music, and you do meet them, they go, I don't listen to much music. They don't know that, they don't seem to realise that the soundtrack to a film can really summon up emotions that can only be summed up by music, etc. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more powerful than some people realise, and one of the most beautiful things on God's green earth.
Oh yeah.
We got your tweets, we got your Facebooks. We're going to be mentioning some of those, as well as our favourite uses of real-life licensed music tracks in video games. Who wants to kick us off here?
I'll go with I loved it, but it's not going to resonate with many people, I don't think. But that's fine. Can you think of any games that start with a licensed song?
Yes.
Lots.
Well, I mean, yeah. Anyway.
Cool spot.
All racing games.
Yeah, but I mean, like in the gameplay, not just going to the menu. I mean,
Yeah, Cool
Yeah.
Spot.
what?
Cool Spot.
What's Cool Spot?
Cool Spot is a game
You don't know what Cool Spot is?
that stars the red dot from the 7-Up logo. It's a platform game.
Crossed with an M&M.
And at the start, it's Wipeout. Wipeout plays.
You played Need for Speed Most Wanted.
But that was the cutscene kind of.
No, but it goes straight into the gameplay with
I
music
give you that
playing.
back.
That was very good.
That was very good actually.
There we go. There's a good one.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah. But then the first one is
Hysteria, it were.
kicks in for the credits, and it's Infamous 2 actually, which is one of my favourite games that people shake their head at me when I say it.
wouldn't.
But
I just sort of.
Well,
do that.
it's a song called Fade Away by the Black Heart Procession, and I don't listen to any other music, but.
Yeah.
That song is wicked because it kicks
Yeah.
in. The end of Infamous 2 is
I wish
big.
you'd pick a
and
song
then-
unknown.
I'm starting off.
Obscure.
I'm throwing this one out now.
when you
so
talk
getting
about
past it.
when you talk about most memorable licensed songs in gaming, it's definitely the song that no one's heard of in the Infamous 2 credit.
But as the game ends, not midway through, it's literally as the game ends, big ending, kicks in. It's big. It was really good. Again, because I was really aware it wasn't like it was written away from the game and came into the game, where it wasn't just there. Because the whole game's been, so it's got a good soundtrack, it's got a good orchestral score, and suddenly that song comes in, it's like, shit, someone's singing.
Yeah.
And it just worked and just stuck with me. That was a good song.
Well,
Good
brilliant.
times.
It's out there.
Do I have to play it? Or
Electric
Yeah, you have to
Man.
play it.
I could play anything.
You
I could
gonna
play any song that no one's heard
should
of.
play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite somber. I'll give you that. Something like that. You'll hear it. It's
Was
there.
it good ending or bad ending?
I think it's the same for both. I
Yeah,
think.
cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, good
True,
song.
true,
But there you go. I
true
kicked
that,
it off.
True that.
Kicked it out to you guys. Infamous 2 was that's the only song that's licensed in it. I guess I can think of.
Nice.
And it was wicked.
Steve, what sports game are you going to mention now?
Well, yeah. We'll start then as well. The first game to ever have licensed music.
Oh.
It's not true. It's fine. I don't know.
Oh.
FIFA. It's always been good for licensed
Sure.
music, and we all love. Well,
Yeah.
the most memorable one
Yeah.
was FIFA '98.
Yeah.
Had song 2 of
So
course.
memorable that even I knew that.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
watched the intro to that at work. It was amazing.
Really? I bet that was
It was great watching it back and being, those memories of
That's.
blown away by that, and yeah.
I had no idea who it was when I heard it. I had no idea. Except FIFA 98 was the one FIFA.
Blur.
I didn't know who
No
Blur
one
was.
did.
I didn't know who Blur when
What
I
the hell
played
is
it.
wrong with you, man?
I didn't listen to music or play
No,
games
but
or
did you
watch
talk?
TV.
Did you talk to anyone else?
No.
At school, in the
I
playground.
know about FIFA 98.
You were
No, but about
what's this
music.
Blur
You
Oasis
didn't-
thing people are talking about?
I
This
didn't even know it existed until I was like
Blurry
20.
Oasis.
I didn't know there was a class. I got to university and people were like, oh yeah, that
You-
Blur Oasis thing.
But how?
Just-
Have you heard of the phrase "living under a rock"?
Yeah. Just, I don't know, blame my parents. Blame the parents.
No,
I didn't.
I blame
What?
you.
I can't, how do I decide? I don't know.
It's more on like,
Your friends at school should have been getting
They
you with
weren't
that music.
musically either.
well, like FIFA '97. This is probably wrong. This is no research gone into this, but I'm pretty sure FIFA '97 didn't have any licensed songs. Certainly at the intro, and then '98 kicked
Bam!
off straight away with
Classic Blur.
that great drum solo that we all love. What I will say though is World Cup '98 intro, the game that came out by EA Sports
It's in the game.
6 months later, had Chumbawamba
Yeah.
as the opening, and that was pretty brilliant as well.
Oh yeah.
But this was like as well. I suppose this ties in as a football fan.
That's
Like,
a very young David Beckham there on the
it's
cover.
great. Yeah, FIFA '98 was like '98 World Cup was sort of first World Cup I probably enjoyed, and it was all very exciting.
Is it my turn?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
What I will mention is something that both me and Tanesh Balakrishnan on Facebook have brought up, and that's rock and roll racing. I've got it on the Mega Drive. It was also out on the SNES, and it was made by anybody?
Codemasters.
Bueller, Blizzard.
What?
Okay, so
You know?
What's the name of the song? Because I'm going to start listening to songs I don't know.
again, very early game. Pay attention, Mike. You get your musical education.
Face to face,
You
yeah.
gotta go back to uni, like where you learn about Oasis and Blur. Yes, so this was like another one of the first instances of licensed music in games that I'm aware of, and the clue's in the name, rock and roll racing. It featured such hits as Paranoid by Black Sabbath.
Oh, yeah.
You know the one that goes,
Paranoid! Paranoid.
I think I'm paranoid.
No,
Obviously, we all know that one.
no.
No, we all know that one.
No.
So did I get it wrong? Which one did I say?
He was doing the garbage one.
I don't know what you did,
I did garbage.
He did
What
garbage.
did you do?
but my version
You
sounded...
just screamed the
my,
word paranoid.
Yeah,
That's in.
my version sounded like the garbage song.
Yeah.
When
I
mine's
didn't.
out.
I thought you were actually doing the Black Sabbath one.
What was the Black Sabbath one?
It goes down, 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 do, 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 down.
Yeah.
It's very famous.
Paranoid.
No. You sound like you're singing...
What's the Beastie Boys song?
I knew you were thinking of Sabotage.
Sabotage.
You funny fella.
Paranoid. Garbage. Classic garbage. Everything wrong about it. Brilliant.
God bless you, Mike.
You're blessing me a lot these days.
It also...
I'm just starting to get it all.
you're always
now.
sneezing.
It's all falling into place. The ridiculousness that is Mike Power.
It's like it's what his mum like whacked his head into the fridge door. When it was,
I'll not teach you about Oasis and Blur.
It's just his comments. He'll just come storming in and say something critical about The Sopranos after watching an episode. The old Steve would have been like, well, I'm like, yeah, you go, Mike. You go get him. I turn him round and I push him out the door and he runs off.
Are you saying it only takes 4 years to get Mike?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then bam.
bam.
Click.
Rock and roll racing is what we were talking about. Also, it's got the Peter Gunn theme in it, obviously famous from Blues Brothers. It goes do 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 do.
So this is all on the Mega Drive. So this is
yeah, again MIDI, but you know.
Well, that's a perfect MIDI song. That one. It's almost MIDI. to
Oh
start
shit!
with.
So
that
is
was-
Paranoid by Black Sabbath because it's the hook, isn't it? It's the riff.
There's a song with there's a game with a rat in it that has the Blues Brothers song in it.
Okay. Are you thinking of Blues Rat on the Game Gear? But that was a game that I made up. Highway Star by Deep Purple, also found in the intro to Rock Band 1.
It's a heavy soundtrack. This.
Radar Love by Golden Earring. Only in the Mega Drive version, that one. But yeah, that's Radar Love is a fucking tune and was actually in the Rock Band 3 soundtrack. I'm just trying to relate everything back to Mike.
Yeah. So I can.
You're like, you're just standing and going, what are you talking about? Rock Band? Rock Band 3? Cool, got
Played
it.
that one. Green, blue, yellow, red. Yeah. Got it.
Born to be Wild by Steppenwolf.
Everyone knows that one.
Yep, from Lego Rock Band.
To be wild.
Nice.
Good.
And Bat the Bone. Of course, from Terminator 2.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Dinesh is a wise man for bringing that up.
It's a strong soundtrack.
Yeah, I
for
mean,
a
and
game I've never heard of.
and especially for kids, that's going to be a great way to introduce them to some banging rock classics. I'm throwing
Indeed.
up the horns there on both hands.
Yeah.
Oh
Jesus.
snap!
Oh, horns.
I know.
No messing.
Yeah, shit. So high five to Nash if you're listening. Of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are. What else are you going to be doing? Nothing
Hello.
else. Ready Game Fire is the staple of everyone's schedule out there, I'm sure.
Along with breakfast.
By the way, if you do want to sue us, record labels, for playing your music, then please find us at Ready Game Fire Towers, 10 Ready Game Fire Road,
Yep.
Ready Game Fire Lane, London.
San Andreas, Killing in the Name. It was a great song to put in there because it's the only song I put on my list I knew before I heard it in the game.
But-
It's my favourite Christmas number one.
If I think of Merry Christmas.
Well done for not saying Killing in the Name of.
Well, I learned that.
Oh my god.
Because, and it was the other thing because obviously it's a fucking great song. And GTA is kind of a cheat a little bit, kind of like Rock Band, and it just had songs.
No, GTA and Rock Band, it's got nothing to do with my list. GTA and Rock Band count, Stephen.
Rock Band doesn't.
But just because it's such
Oh,
a
man.
good song and such an anarchic song, that whenever it came on, no matter what I was doing, I had to just veer off and do something mental to go along with the song. That kind of dictated my gameplay rather than.
It's like, well,
was playing
I'm
along and it
on the
kicks in.
final mission.
Yeah.
I need this trophy.
Yeah,
Back on
well, no
PS2.
trophies.
When I think of like, the GTA games,
Yeah.
obviously I don't get very far through them.
Sure.
So I always just think of the song you first hear when you get in the car. In
Billie
San
Jean.
Andreas, it was Nothing But a G Thing.
Yeah, but it was when you do get in the car though and Killing in the Name was playing,
in Vice City.
and that is for me because it was the only song. It was one of the songs I knew well that was on that.
Interesting
playlist.
debate.
I was
What's a
looking
better
for it.
song, Nothing But a G Thing or Killing in the Name? This is a tough one.
Put your hands together, let's make a match.
Oh.
And it was it
Credibility.
just it did the job. And when it did kick in, and by accident you were just doing a big chase and it kicked in.
I might make
All
that
the better.
mashup. I might do that mashup
Yeah,
later on.
do it.
Anyway, Carol.
Yeah, no, it rocked my socks.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Well, it's a rocking song, isn't it?
Yeah.
so many songs are great when you're driving, and GTA always has great driving songs,
Yeah.
and obviously so do racing games. Like one of my launch 360 games, Project Gotham
Just racing.
3.
Is that launched?
Project Gotham 3.
Yeah.
It's got Morrissey song in it, but it's also got Queens of the Stone Age and stuff.
Is it Crashing Balls?
Great driving. No, it's Let Me Kiss You, I think.
Let me kiss you.
By the way, a little bit of disclosure on our personal lives. Steve and I are huge Morrissey fans.
Indeed. That beautiful racist man. But my...
if you want to add Steve on PSN, just choose a Morrissey song that may have just been mentioned.
It's Crashing Balls.
No.
Kiss you. It's funny, yeah, I was chuckling to myself earlier on the podcast.
Just thinking about how funny
Thinking
you are.
about...
just
when the
up,
term
weren't you?
licensed soundtrack, I was going to ask, does Metropolis Street Racer count as a licensed soundtrack?
Well, I've been trying to work MC Momo as a
And
Sting song.
the Mitchell Brothers, of course.
Yeah, this is Steve's talking about Metropolis Street Racer on the Dreamcast.
Which is the original Project Gotham, isn't it?
Yeah, which turned into Project Gotham, Metropolis, Superman, Gotham, Batman. Anyway,
Wait, is that?
that's what that is. Yeah.
That's cool. Is that where Gotham City Race? I always wondered why it was called
because
that.
Metropolis Street Racer, obviously Metropolis is just another word for city, and then Gotham. Anyway, and the first game MSR had fake songs in it. Like it had a song called "Live Your Life," I think it's "Live Your Life," and it's like a faux Oasis.
Yeah.
And but the best thing was like the faux Will Smith song
It's so funny.
called "Let's Get It On Tonight" by MC Momo. And let's just
brilliant.
play some of it now. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's so good.
I do.
2.5 minutes later, had to play the whole song.
Yeah. Momo's not going to come and sue us, that's for bloody
lawsuit.
sure. I'd like to see Momo ever go.
DJ Momo.
MC Momo.
It's MC Momo.
MC
I want to
Momo.
hear it. So they had really their parody song. Were they actually supposed to be? Were they actually?
They're so funny. Like the Mitchell Brothers, obviously, is the Oasis one.
Sure.
And yeah.
What they were called.
Yeah, the Mitchell
What do you mean? The Mitchell brothers. You know his name's Ross Kemp. Like, listen to me.
So Will Smith.
Yeah, well, of course.
He even says Just Cruising. That's the name of a Will Smith song. That's funny.
That's funny.
It's so good.
Let's get it on tonight. Well, alright. Well, it goes a little something like this. Listen to the lyrics.
Well, excuse me, sorry, but I didn't mean to trouble you. I was just cruising along in my BMW when I saw you driving by. You caught my eye, and then I thought, why are you on your own?
All alone, talking with someone on the end of your
Is
phone.
there another guy just waiting for you to get home? Ha, girl, I should have known. So what's the deal between you and me? Can we get together?
Watch TV.
So Will Smith.
Place that you'd rather be, where the money means nothing and the drinks are free. Let me take
It's
you there.
brilliant because it's so harmless as well. It's so Will Smith. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
harmless, poppy lyrics about meeting a girl and going for a drink.
Get some coffee.
Let's get it on tonight.
Well,
Well, alright.
That's overtly sexual.
I don't want to say the best podcast ever, but we've got MC Momo playing now, so it's unsurpassable.
It's good.
This is a peak for me in the podcast history. Right?
Along the freeway, I gave you plenty of room, lots of leeway. We drove for a while, not more than a mile. Keeping in touch, talking on the mobile. The clock went 10 when we got to my mansion. The only thing that I could think about was expansion. We went into
He means his cock.
bought some wine, and I thought to myself,
I didn't get that.
I told you to undress me, caress me, try to impress me, but just don't possess me.
Yeah, no, but if we're going to play the whole song, then you might have a funny reaction to one of them. Got it in.
Do you think Will Smith heard this and was like, "You bastard"? That's the best song I ever wrote.
Well, didn't he retire from music soon
Yeah,
after?
as soon as Momo came along.
Yeah.
I hope Momo's a big fat white guy, wherever he is. There's no
He
charm.
bloody will be. And Activision closed down this studio. This is
unbelievable.
bizarre.
Dicks.
The following morning, the day was dawning.
I got up yawning.
Saw you lying in my bed, scratching your head. And then you said to me, where you going, honey?
To make some money, I replied. What's so funny?
You looked at me with the smile on your face like you wanted something, another embrace. So I paused for a minute to say goodbye. I really didn't want to make you cry. I left for work about
Imagine racing in this to this song.
left behind.
Dream.
You were doing something to get you pumped up to do a fastest lap.
Do you think if you played like the Millennium, the best of Will Smith, and stuck this in, people
knows.
might not they were like, "What? Woo!" I remember this one.
Yeah, this would get the dance floor like
I think so.
absolutely filled to capacity.
Heaving.
Let's get it on tonight.
Yeah, it's really.
It's genius.
Hilariously
It's
similar.
genius.
This is almost as good when they play that song Killing a Georgie, Steve.
Of course.
And leave the
yeah.
mics up, don't they?
Yeah. Mics are staying up.
So yeah, your new favourite Will Smith song, Mike?
Yeah.
Let's get it on tonight.
But you like hip hop that's not like obscene
aggressive.
lyrics
Yeah,
and too
yeah, no,
aggressive, and that one
I was just about to
fits
say
the
that.
bill.
It really does. It nails, what I want from hip hop. Quite casual, not too in your face. No,
Exactly.
yeah, definitely.
Can I just say, I was looking at the volume, the levels there, and Steve hasn't even gone into the yellow today, but the thing that made Steve's levels spike and he went way into the red was when MC Momo comes on, and he really came alive.
That's it.
So, obviously,
Spot on.
podcast over, essentially.
Yeah.
Kind of the,
that's the peak.
Kind of the
It
climax.
was an interesting segue into something that isn't licensed music.
Steve, what have you got for us next?
Well,
Yeah,
well,
Steve, was it?
well, no, that was like, yeah, that was just a bit fun.
Oh, that wasn't even the main event.
Now serious, back to serious.
Oh shit.
I know, but like going back to your like when I think of driving game songs, Chris knows this one very well as well. But Gran Turismo 3. I can't hear Just a Day without thinking of Gran Turismo 3. And Just a Day is a good feeder song.
Yeah.
But
Anthemic.
cracking on to playing GT3 first time, like incredible looking game on the PS2, and just like, it's such a great opening to that song as well, isn't it?
The CD singles for that even had like a car on the front, so it was very much the anthem of that game. Yeah, and
I bought the single.
that game
One of
had Then you lost it,
I did lose it, didn't I?
Yeah.
Famously so.
and then he goes, I bought the yellow and the blue version. Obviously, you get different B-sides on each, and Steve goes,
Yeah.
just give me your blue version. I stormed out of his house
Yeah.
and
bet
never
you did.
returned.
Left it there.
We didn't
accidentally.
speak. We haven't spoken since.
This is the first time you've spoken since.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll actually notice when you listen back to the podcast, we've never actually spoken to each other.
you spoke to
all
other
been
people.
through you.
You'll notice it was like, Mike, could you please tell Steve to...
Feeder are cool. I like Feeder.
Just a really good song for that game. Like, that isn't actually in my 5 or anything.
That game also had some other great tracks in it, like some Muse album tracks off Showbiz.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, Showbiz stuff.
It's fucking great. It was great.
Okay, well, let's go another racing one, but this is actually in top 5.
Okay, cool.
This one is in my personal top 5.
Make Spider-Man's head.
It's quite an obvious one. Me and Chris again know this one very well, and you'll probably know it as well. It's from Crazy Taxi.
You son of a bitch.
It's called All I Want,
Well,
and it goes like this. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant song, and that song that game got me into the Offspring. I enjoyed them, but I mean I didn't quite get into them Americana time like everyone else did. And then I got that game, and I was like, oh. So they do more than pretty fly and want to get a job.
Offspring were very big in our friendship group at school. Everyone.
Yeah, huge. 2000.
My first gig.
Yeah.
And I was actually into them before the game. I remember playing Crazy Taxi in the arcade, and obviously arcades are usually quite loud. And I was like, that sounds familiar. So I was trying to play the game, and I had my ear right up to the speaker on the Naomi arcade unit. And I was like, fuck, this is the Offspring. And yeah, it goes with the frantic pace of the game perfectly. It goes with the start of the game perfectly. It's a 3, 2, 1, go, ya, 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 ya. And when future versions were released, without the Bad Religion and the Offspring soundtrack in it, a lot of the reviewers picked up on that, and it's noticeably absent in those games. I think like the PS3 version that I've got doesn't have it in it. And now they're bringing the music back, like in the Android version. It's got the classic songs.
It
back in
achieves the unique feat
It's
of
amazing.
being 2 minutes long, and Crazy Taxi games are good for about an hour. So you will listen to this song about 15, 20 times, and yet at no point we ever think, a bit bored of this one. You'll get bored of the other ones. There are other Offspring songs which are good, but they're not as good. But All I Want is, every time All I Want comes on, you're just loving every second of it. It's perfect for that game, and it's a great little song. It really is brilliant.
So I think this kind of sums up though, because my first gig was Barry Manilow.
Really?
Yeah. See, just
Very bad.
just like
Well, Crazy Taxi, yes, Steve. I mean, it's on my list.
It should be on everyone's list.
I
really.
bought All I Want in Rock Band, but we've never played it because it's too hard on every instrument.
Yeah, singing as well is a nightmare.
It's like really fast.
Dexter Holland, take a bow. Keep that voice going for that whole 2 minutes.
Crazy Taxi 2 had more Offspring songs in it, tracks from Americana and Conspiracy of One, and Crazy Taxi 3 had not only the original level from Crazy Taxi 1 back in there, with the addition of Crazy Jump, but also, again, All I Want kicking off proceedings. And let's not forget the Offspring songs in the menus that were like...
Change the World and
Change the World, Americana, and Special Delivery. Who wants to... Let's read out a tweet. This is from the BitSocket Boys. I don't think we mentioned them on air before, but yeah, check them out. They're two guys from Scotland.
Scotland, very Scottish.
Unlike
What?
yeah, unlike what we can do, but yeah, they make they're two guys. They make really, really high quality
funny.
YouTube videos. So if you want the opposite of this podcast, poor quality audio, go check them out.
High quality visuals.
They're great, and if you want to run into them in London, which is where we are, come to Eurogamer.
Ooh,
okay, so
soon.
Booyah!
Crazy soon.
The BitSocket lads say GTA Vice City, Run DMC's Rockbox coming on just as I nicked a bike and rode about during a sunset. So GTA is obviously going to be very, very, very ubiquitous on this episode, and rightfully so.
I had gold on there for Vice City.
What does that mean?
Spandau Ballet's gold. It was good. It's really, just that's what sticks out for me for Vice City.
Second gig you ever went to? Spandau Ballet?
No, but I did see him at Glastonbury.
He fucking wishes.
Yeah. It's just an awesome song and an awesome game, and it would always just kick in at any number of moments where suddenly gold will start playing.
I think of gold when I think of GTA as well, yeah. If you want to talk about Vice City, which is my favourite GTA, they released the soundtracks in a box set. Mm-hmm. You could buy every radio station. You guys know about this? Did you know about this?
Well, yeah.
Every radio station, came out on individual CDs. But yeah, you could get the box set of them all. Absolutely fantastic. You know, the Wild Style one, for instance. My mate Anthony's got all of them.
Nice.
And he done.
The Vice City one.
Are they?
Yeah, Rockstar made all the playlists for
That's
Spotify.
cool.
In a series of games with incredible soundtracks, I think Vice City gets the nod.
Oh yeah, the music, the visuals to that game,
the music's amazing.
80 songs are the best as well, and that's why we've been in this 80s revival for almost 10 years now.
Well,
thanks for that. Let's move on to the 90s. So yeah, I'm going to do one now.
Go for it.
Thanks very much, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Which one? Well, just no particular song. There's only one, really, for me.
Superman.
Yeah.
John Williams.
Yeah.
Again, I like, but listening to this, you're being a typical punk fan, that Steve Edwards, but au contraire, listener. Not at all. But yeah, Goldfinger.
By Superman.
By Superman.
Better
name for a band.
Superman!
But yeah, no.
Only good when you get a lot of air.
That whole, well, you could almost say 1 and 2 almost for sound.
Score Attack, Warehouse, Superman. Yeah?
Yeah. First, like All I Want in Crazy Taxi.
Over the ramp, through
start
the glass
first
house,
level,
get the tape.
the first thing you get is that and it's just you're instantly in it and you're loving it.
Yeah.
And that again, another song which you hear so many times.
Yeah. Of course. But you never get bored of it. Yeah, like I said, I annoy people because I usually go into the menus, fiddle around with the sound options, like Mike with buttons. Hey, Connect's going to be good, isn't it? When it notices your stupid face and it goes, oh yeah, Mike has this fucking retarded button set up for
Just
this
changing
game.
left. All I do is change medium punch to where light punch was.
You never change it back there,
High
do you?
kick to where medium punch was. Throw to where it's easy.
Nothing more frustrating than
Your button setup actually, you actually don't have some things assigned to buttons, do you?
No.
What don't you have?
Like medium punch.
You just get rid of medium punch.
Yeah, medium is out.
Who needs it?
Don't need it.
Who needs
I
it?
now pride myself on using medium punch to defeat you.
So we beat
But you guys told me to use light punch more. It edged
Light
out
punch is the
medium.
quick punch.
Mike's fighting game knowledge. Well, hard punch is the best punch.
But that is genuine.
number one.
When
Clearly.
I played Street Fighter 2 when I was a kid, yeah, I only needed the trigger buttons because that's hard kick and hard punch.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
It took me a while before I realised. All right, that's why I'm so slow.
That's what I've learned. I don't know why I learned like that. I don't know.
Learn by
This
doing.
isn't the buttons episode. That's next.
Other great tracks in Rock Band 1,
Yeah.
obviously. Police Truck.
Wait, what?
Rock Band
Rock
1,
Band 1.
Tony Hawk's one.
Tony Hawk's one.
Oh,
Police
what's
Truck.
done?
Dead Kennedys.
Yeah.
Jerry was a race car driver, Primus.
That was a Rock Band.
That was a good one.
And loads of other great ones, I'm sure. No, there are. I don't have them written down. And then, obviously, let's talk about Rock Band 2. Let's talk about
Tony
the
Hawk's
intro.
2.
Did I do it again? I want to talk about Rock Band.
Sounds like
You can
it.
really tell.
I don't know what happened there. And then we want to talk about Guitar Hero 2 with the hanger level. And then let's talk about Tony Hawk's 2 with the intro, Guerrilla Radio, Rage Against the Machine. Again, music that slaps you in the face. with the logo that says, "Hey, you're about to play a great game."
Yeah,
Kid.
I was. It's a toss up between them two, but
Who are you calling a tosser?
well, everyone. But I suppose when you listen to Guerrilla Radio,
It gets you angry.
young man. But
But
I knew I really like Rage anyway. So Guerrilla Radio, I listen to
I'm a fan
outside
of all of the emotions. Rage,
yeah.
Glee.
I listen to Guerrilla
don't
Radio
like Glee, people
outside
die in
of
Glee.
the game. So I own Battle of Los Angeles. Whereas, yeah, Goldfinger, I never even knew the song.
All those people like crying about that guy from Glee dying. I don't remember them shedding any tears for the music that he killed.
Yeah. A lot of it massacred.
Yeah, and not one song at a time. Usually about 3 songs
An
at
episode
a time.
mashed up.
Line them up, knock them down,
Yeah.
bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Thanks for ruining Journey. But yeah, also in Rock Band 2, you've got Bring the Noise. Fuck me, I did it again.
Brilliant. We've got-
Because you could be talking about Rock Band
This
2.
has all
I'm
got to
waiting
stay
for
in.
the.
I've
stay in Tony Hawk's
achievements,
versus Rock
I know.
Band. There's another debate. We've already settled Nothing But G Thing versus Killing of the Name. Now we're on to Rock Band versus Tony Hawk.
Should I not edit them out?
No,
No,
keep them
God,
going. It's
God,
great.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's gold.
3 mistakes.
Go!
That's staying in.
You know what they say, fool me once.
You know.
They don't even, the phrase doesn't even extend beyond twice.
Check out this drive.
What's this drive? Won't get fooled again. Anyway, in Tony Hawk's 2, you've also got Bring the Noise, Public Enemy. You've got Blood Brothers, Papa Roach. And you've got This Is What It's Like When Worlds Collide. By Powerman
Nice.
5000.
Both just games got great soundtracks. So skaterish for the genre. What more do you want?
It went on into 3 as well. That's when I started to lose interest in the franchise. Though, but 3
Didn't like
Blitzkrieg Bop in it and stuff.
Revert.
Also Rock Band.
That's my problem.
Yeah, just because you couldn't be bothered to learn how to use it.
Yeah, that was it. But yeah, it was a whole new ballpark that I just couldn't be bothered to get into.
Brilliant.
You could skate in the ballpark.
Yeah, always. Play Tony Hawk's 1, mate.
Talk about skating in things that you don't realise you're skating in until it pulls back and shows where you're actually skating in.
In Breaking Bad, season 5, episode 9, last night, it was great to see that Malcolm in the Middle crossover.
Yeah, fine.
You know, finally.
What was that?
That 3-way roller skate dance off at the end between Walt, Howell, and Stephen Colbert was dynamite. You know?
Someone pointed out that Stevie becomes Gus. That's what I read someone mention. I swear.
Who's Stevie?
The littlest one. Oh no, the really
Wheelchair.
the wheelchair gaspy one. He becomes Hector, clearly.
Welcome to Pios.
He's half Hector, half.
Alados.
He does have a Gus look about him. You can't deny it.
Well, that's racial
That is
profiling,
very
but
racial
okay.
He's got glasses.
So I don't
Very
know.
Skinny.
I don't know if this is going to change going forward, but I feel like all of my picks are from
Computer games.
story-based moments, and yours are all from
Better games.
more
My next one
arcadey.
isn't.
Okay, cool. Good. Okay.
Games pre
It might be.
98.
Games pre, probably like no GTA was 2005.
That's
Oh.
not a storyline moment.
Also,
GTA.
No, that was my only one. Yeah.
Also, I should have read at the time, but Shiva Alari says obligatory Crazy Taxi mention. So.
Nice.
Well, it's all
I thought you were
covered.
going to say Shiver by
Coldplay.
Coldplay.
Oh,
In-
Guitar Hero World Tour, Dynamite track.
Sweet.
Mike?
So Red Dead Redemption famously had Jose Gonzalez playing a song as you enter Mexico, which everyone raved about. And raved about before I even got to that point. And my game bugged out and didn't play the song when I got there. So I got into Mexico.
Really?
No, didn't play it.
Hilarious.
Stood there going, "Yep, where's the game? Where's the moment that melted my heart?"
I didn't.
Did you get it?
No, I just didn't
You
know
get
it
to
was
make
supposed
the-
to be a heartwarming moment. So I had the whole moment, and I was just like, I probably thought, oh, this looks like a no action. Oh, go get a drink, go to the toilet, and came back, and I'd made it across the other side. And,
So it's supposed to be you playing this very kind of Jose Gonzalez-y style where it's all very guitar-y and breathy. Didn't get it, so
And you're
fuck
like,
that.
I want to go and buy a Sony Bravia television.
like
Yeah,
those
with dropping
adverts.
balls. But so fuck that. But so later on in the game,
Is it another cover? Or
what?
does he do his own songs?
Gonzalez?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his own
Gonzo.
song. It's not.
'Cause Heartbeats
It's
was a
called
cover,
Heartbeats,
wasn't
yeah. It was, yeah. But no, so later on, it's not actually Jose Gonzalez. It was not necessarily the song itself. It was about a song called Compass by Jamie Liddell.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about where Cotton Eye Joe plays at the credits.
Yeah, that's a great moment too.
In Red
when
Dead.
James Marsden starts wrangling the
I'd get to the end
hillbillies. Cut now, Joe. But similarly, there's another big moment in the game later on when you
I need to play it later with that song in the background.
you do.
Yeah.
Another big moment later in the game when you complete your mission, you go back to your family, another song kicks in, and I think it's probably more haunting and more beautiful than Jose Gonzalez's was because
Gay.
you're heading back to the.
And it is.
Well, it's Compass by Jamie Liddell.
Oh, of course. I knew it.
I'll
scratch out one of my
yeah,
messages,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, it's the moment. Yeah, you've beaten you've stopped the guys you're trying to beat, and you can finally go home again. And as you're riding home from miles away,
Do you beat a lot of guys?
I beat a lot of guys. Why did you? Well, I didn't innuendo your crazy taxi talk.
Just because you couldn't.
I couldn't.
Wouldn't let you.
And yeah, another beautiful moment. And that,
So all I want is it, guys. All I want by the Offspring. All I want, like in a boyfriend, is it?
Yeah, nice one, Mike.
I didn't get that far.
have
So
been
yeah,
that
so
good.
fuck Jose Gonzalez. Long live Jamie Liddell and Compass from Red Dead Redemption.
Very nice.
Yes.
It's another beautiful song, just beautiful, haunting, charming. Made a moment great.
Yeah.
Brilliant. What does that even mean?
That's what he
made a
said on
moment.
Facebook. Made a good moment great.
Actually,
Yeah,
it
but
was,
you didn't say the good bit. You said made a moment. Great.
actually, it was makes a great moment perfect.
It made a great moment perfect.
There it is.
There it is.
Excellent.
It did.
Nice work.
Perfect moment.
Well, my next moment, that's the definition
Is this on your list?
of great moment.
Is this your
made
top 5
perfect.
list?
This
Yeah.
is in my list, yeah.
Oh, go on.
So the term made a great moment perfect.
Yeah.
I want you to think.
Okay,
of
we're thinking
when I
about that.
mention
That's
this
the theme for the episode.
one. So
The Worms song.
Oh, I didn't mention that's not licensed.
could say makes an incredible moment. Extreme.
Extreme G.
I'm talking
The
about
Extremes. Hey, they're not a band.
Peggle.
Oh,
Ode to Joy.
oh, jeez.
When you get that extreme
Very
fever.
nice.
A little song by Ludwig van Beethoven.
I've heard of him.
I think
Not
it's
in
generally
rock band.
considered-
Born 17th of December 77, he died 26th of March 1827.
That late.
He was a crucial figure.
think it's
I've got loads of interesting Beethoven facts, to be honest.
I think
That
it's
is a
generally
really
considered
great
the
choice.
best.
Yeah, generally considered.
In the back of my mind, I thought there was a song missing that niggled at me and made me think there's something you're missing, really obvious. And I think that's probably it. That or the start to Peggle. That's a great show.
Yeah, I mean,
You're right. Brilliant.
perfect game.
So
Perfect moment.
what's the Hallelujah song that plays before the Holy Hand Grenade goes off? Again in Worms.
Yeah,
That's a good point. That's just that's a hymn though, isn't it?
it is. Whereas,
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
I mean, Ode to Joy is the best use of licensed music.
It could well be actually. I might have to stop listing songs.
Just want to make a little mention for Coconut in Alan Wake, which of course is the song that goes, "You put the lime in the coconut, to drink 'em board, put the lime in the coconut," you know?
Yeah, I know.
And
Not
that's-
got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
yeah, it's the other one. Of the
other-
two Coconut
the
songs,
two-
it's the other one. And I think there's other licensed tracks in Alan Wake. I didn't get too far. I'm not a huge fan of that game, but that was great. I mean, that song was great. And some crazy old guy goes, "Say there, fella, would you mind putting my favourite song on the jukebox for me?" And you're like, "Yeah, sure. And then you can just stand there and listen to the whole song
cool.
play out. It's
Very
cool.
cool.
And he taps on the table in time for the whole song. Because usually
The hands move a bit
they don't
differently.
usually
yeah.
match up animations with the rhythm
Yeah.
of songs, so they did it in that one, which is
That's
cool.
the old Xbox 360. Powerful machine.
Anyway, Jamie Rathbone, who's not here, says Run DMC in SSX Tricky, of course.
It's tricky to rock around, that's right, on time it's tricky. It's tricky.
Yeah, I removed that from my list. It was on there, and because I'd seen he said that, I took it off.
Thought you guys might mention that one.
Yeah.
Because that was played really well. It was in all the marketing for that game, but then still in the game when it kicks off and you hit Tricky. And even the most recent SSX from last year, still in there. That was the only good thing about that game. Was they still play Tricky
I
whenever
never
you put your
played
trick
it.
meter.
When's it come into Plus?
Probably never. It's a 2-week game, isn't it?
Damn it.
Yeah, that's such a good shout.
Now, I don't know if you know, but I like rock bands.
You mean Tony Hawk's?
What? Yeah.
I like Tony
So
Hawk's.
I love playing the keyboard in Tony Hawk's 3.
Oh yeah.
It's the best. But yeah, I've always been a fan of rhythm games. I'm a
Samba de
rhythmic.
Amigo.
I'm a rhythmic person. You know, I play the drums, and I always look for the rhythm in life. And yes,
Is there going to be any love for what was it?
Samba de Amigo.
What was the Take On Me and Samba de Amigo.
Yes, Samba de Amigo had
incredible
loads of great tracks in it. One was the Real Big Fish cover of Take On Me. You had the Austin Powers theme tune.
Of course,
Is the name that most people will...
What's the actual beat? Yeah, you forget it's probably his own piece
I
of
know
music,
it's
yeah.
like the Brazilian football samba as well.
Soul Bossa Nova.
Yo.
The Austin Powers theme.
You've got, but it also had tracks from Sonic games in it. It was brilliant. And yeah, Dance Dance Revolution, the first time I played that in the arcade was great. Again, I played Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. And
These aren't real songs.
and Sway by
That was-
by Mucho Mambo.
That was half your Alton Towers trip.
Yeah, exactly.
Spent with one of
Me
our
and
mates.
Hardman Jim on Twitter. On Twitter, you can find him as Hardman Jim. He plays poker. Yeah. So and those games do exist, and I love those rhythm games. And I'm more of a fan than your casual guy, who if you showed him a rhythm game, even if you had the exact Guitar Hero controller, if they were just random songs, the appeal's gone. Like Nick Deering loves Beatmania, which is a Japanese rhythm game with a record and 5 buttons, and there's other games like Poyo Pop. No, I always fucking pop and music, and I don't know the name of it, but that Japanese game with a big Japanese drum. Anyway.
Wow. Wow.
Sounds beautiful.
And anyway, and they're all great, but unless they're songs that I know, it's not as good.
No,
and
I agree.
anyway, and then Guitar Hero sort of burst on the scene, and I'm like, hello. So here's something that I love: obscure Japanese rhythm games, Western songs coming together.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing. I went in a game and heard one of my favourite tracks no one knows coming out of a video game that you have to play a fake guitar to. I remember putting it on, sticking it on expert because I know the song very well. I'm like, watch this, guys. That was a mistake. Took me ages to get good at those games, but I mean, God, how many songs that you either discover through the games, as is the case with Mike, and all of the
music.
songs in all of those games.
Yeah. Every band.
And you know, I knew the Jimmy Eat World songs before they went on Rock
And the
Band.
Manilow.
And the Manilow.
You had the Manilow pack early on.
But yeah, of course. I mean, Guitar Hero 1, like I said, Smoke on Water. No one knows. Guitar Hero 2, which is the first one that I owned because I didn't have a PS2 at the time. You've got, YYZ. You've got.
That one was well fun to play.
Possum Kingdom by the Toadies, Psychobilly Freakout,
Psychobilly Freakout.
Freebird.
Freebird was one I was going to whack on just as a ode to all that was wicked about Rock Band, because it was
Yeah.
so tongue-in-cheek putting it as the
We
final.
always used to
the
finish
final,
through Freebird.
Well, it was the final
Cliché.
boss almost, wasn't it, to Rock
Yeah.
Band, the Guitar Hero 2.
And it was really hard as well. And you could, and it was so perfect that everyone became fans of rhythm games. I mean, how many people do you know have got dusty Guitar Hero controllers in their cupboards, unused and unloved? Yeah, whereas I will always love those games, and I will always play those games.
Yeah.
At the moment, like I said, I'm trying to go for the get 5 stars in every song in Expert on Rock Band 3, doing most of them on drums because I'm a drummer by trade, but some of them I have to shamefully switch to the mic and hum the vocal with the volume right down by myself in my living room.
I mean, this was kind of the original thought, was doing the Rock Band goodbye episode. Not as goodbye, because we still play it, but
Yeah.
the first rhythm game I really played was Guitar Hero 2. My cousin had it, and I'd never seen anything like it before.
Yeah.
And played about 10 hours of it in a row. It was just suddenly like,
Sorry.
I can play really awesome songs and actually get close to even maybe
Now
feel
I
like
can find out
maybe
what
I'm
these
playing
awesome
them.
songs are.
Well, that too, but there were songs that I was old enough to kind of know what some of the songs were at that point, and it was just
Yeah.
so good.
Originally based on a Konami game, I believe it's called Guitar Freaks. But yes, Japanese idea with Western
Yeah.
songs, and that it was, like I said, the perfect formula. And something that I play in bands, and some of your friends who you're really close with, you just sort of, sometimes I've thought to myself, oh, I wish they played an instrument, because being in a band with this guy would be great. And Rock Band kind of gives you that
Little bit,
experience
yeah.
on a drunken night when you've got your friends around and people are doing 3-part harmonies. Everyone's like, I mean, Steve, do you remember when we did the Rock Band 3 launch party and Space Oddity went on and everyone was singing at the top of their voice? It was fantastic.
It's modern day karaoke. That's
Yeah.
why I kind of hate karaoke a little bit now, because it's just so.
Because you've done too much of it on SingStar at home.
What? No,
It's because your
because it's
pitch
not.
perfect notes aren't getting recognised by the drunken
Or,
masses.
or even your worst ones. It doesn't matter. Suddenly,
Yeah.
it's put that score to it. And
That's why I
suddenly
like
it
it.
doesn't
It's
matter.
karaoke, like for gamers with
Yeah.
objectives. Obviously,
Yeah.
the argument is, oh, why don't they learn real instruments instead of playing that game? yes, the guitar won't do anything apart from improve your finger dexterity,
Yeah.
but that drum kit is a real drum kit. It's how I practice in my flat because I can't have my drums here, you know. It's a small electric kit that I play on, and the keyboard's a real piano, I think. So the fact that they try to do things in the last rock band to try and encourage you playing real instruments, I think that's really cool, and I'm sad that there won't be Rock Band 4.
I think it's got to come. It's got to make a resurgence because there'll be new technology.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
think
the
it's
height of that technology. One day it'll come back as something
it'll
even
come
more
back.
advanced.
Because
And
it
compact.
did sell well. Didn't
But
it?
are people?
God, yeah.
But people,
weird.
more casual fans will then think, I don't want to buy those peripherals again. You know?
True. But then I'm not talking the next 2 years. I'm talking maybe in 10 years.
Yeah, maybe.
It's all about what's the thing on your head called?
Oculus
Oculus
Rift.
It's
Rift.
all about Oculus Rift, and then
Well,
you'll just put it in your hands, virtual reality style. Genghis Khan saying, "Come join me, Lisa." That'd be great.
Oh, my Simpsons
You'll go
reference,
where I
don't
go.
get. Oh.
Name who I met. Anyway,
Cool. So my next one is one of my favourites. Piece of licensed music in a game, and it was
touching the sphere and flower.
no, because that wasn't licensed. It was made.
I made that name up. It's quite good, though.
Yeah, but you probably could have worked an excuse to get it.
It's the Go team getting together in Little Big Planet.
Well, it should be in every Little Big Planet game, shouldn't it?
It's the anthem, isn't it? It's the anthem.
So I put, right,
Yeah.
LVP, that awesome song. Now, that could have been that one. I actually meant the other one.
You like
Can I-
Volvo
yeah,
Commissar, don't you?
Can I
Both
do
of
it? Can I do it?
But yeah.
Yeah, Little Big Planet nailed putting. It wasn't this.
Well, the Go team falls again into that category of All I Want in Crazy Taxi
Yeah.
and
You don't picture
Superman in Tony Hawk's 1. Like the first song you hear and it first kicks off.
Well, that's the thing. It's not actually. I mean,
No,
it's,
but I don't. Yeah,
it was the first trailer for Little. The first
boring
trailer for Little Big
Stephen
Planet
Fry.
had that song in.
Yeah.
It played over, and you don't get to like the second or third level. When that finally kicked in, I was like,
Yeah, it's amazing.
finally,
As
this
far as
game
I'm
is
concerned,
here.
it's
It
the theme
landed.
tune
Christmas
of
Day, I
the
was
game.
playing that.
As far as I'm concerned, it's the theme tune of Little Big Planet
Yeah,
1.
yeah, yeah.
And like I said, it should be in every game. And yeah, you're right, Steve. You can't help but think of that song when you think of the game and vice versa.
Yeah, I
It's
quite
a brilliant song.
summed up the game.
It's the way it
perfectly.
opens as well. Like it's when you jump on that windmill that's spinning you around.
Yeah, that's the
and
first
you've got
level,
this
yeah.
little smiley face.
Flies
and
you up in
fly
the
in the air,
Do-do-do,
and suddenly,
do-do-do,
yeah,
do.
it's really good.
Yeah, I may have tried a little bit again.
Don't just cry.
You cry at the wrong
Again,
moments.
eyes watering,
Happy
just
bit.
like finally, this is so
see,
happy,
the thing is
so happy.
Your whole thing is that you don't cry to like, sad
you don't
things.
choose
when
to
Mufasa-
cry.
Your whole thing is always, it was just so beautiful.
Yeah.
So much beauty
No,
on
no,
your, in
Steve.
your eyes.
It was that Sony exclusive was just so
Yeah,
beautiful.
oh, indeed. I mean, I didn't hear you crying when, Dom,
Mad well
Dom
played.
died.
Mad well played
Dom
again.
died in Gears
Can we
of
do?
War.
Can we take an interlude to say really bad use of licensed music?
No,
in
but
games?
that's
We
only because
can't-
we don't like Gears.
we
No,
can't
but
use-
it's so. It was used in that fucking trailer, and it was a cool use. I think of the trailer for Gears of War. It was nice antithesis to the two things.
The song's just
Juxtaposition.
really quite
But then it pops up in
powerful
Gears of
song,
War
isn't it?
3, and it's just cheesy. Ugh.
Oh, is it in 3? I thought it was in 1.
Yeah, it's when Dom dies in 3. They actually play it back a lot as he's driving the. And as we've covered before, he doesn't need to die because everyone's safe. And he's still.
I'm
driving.
really sorry, Gears fans, but that sounds lame to me.
It's
Lame as fuck.
It's lame as
I watched that cutscene online, so I must have stopped before Gary Jules
Jules.
kicked in. Gary
Donnie
Jules.
Darko started singing.
It's obviously
Song was
not as
just-
good a song as Volva et Commencer by Cafe Tacuba, except the U there is a V, so I don't know how to pronounce it. They're a Mexican band, but that song is not only one of my favourite real songs in the game, it's one of my favourite songs of all time now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so much fun.
It's a great song, it's brilliant, great musicianship. Yeah, that song makes me happy.
Yep.
When I'm feeling blue. Joe Choi Facebooked us and he says the Full Throttle opening song, which is Legacy by the Gone Jackals. Full Full Throttle is a great little point and click on
good work.
LucasArts title on the PC from way back when. Nice one, Joe. Cheers, and I hope you're enjoying these new mics. You son of a
All
bitch.
4 of them.
Is he a big complainer? Is he?
I wouldn't say he's a big complainer. He's about, I don't know what, 5'8"?
Quite a
5'9"?
slight guy as well.
Average
quite
complainer,
slim, yeah.
average size complainer.
He just said get better mics, like a lot of people have, and now we've done it.
You sure it wasn't
Can't help but think every time I hear
Yeah,
that, get
I
better
can't,
mics. You've
yeah.
got mic power. I want better ones.
Improve the mics.
Steve, what have you got for us?
Come on, Hess.
All right, okay. One I'll mention. I thought it was good, so
Yeah, it has.
here's what anyone thinks. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and it's a game which
Sounds like you're fully behind this
I
one.
know.
Yeah, no, this
I
is a
know.
Russ moment,
I know.
this
Me
one.
and you enjoyed it.
Okay.
The game. I assume Chris, he's got a toy of it. So,
Okay.
The opening to Far Cry 3 has paper planes.
I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you wait.
And I thought it was really good.
MIA.
I enjoyed that opening.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, that was definitely one song you recognise. Like, okay,
Well, the
cool,
open,
it's good
I
they've
like
chosen it,
games. You know, I'm getting to that point now where
old.
for me to enjoy gaming, I'm old, yeah. And I need it's unless it's like part of the franchises that I love.
Something new. Yeah.
A new game has to like really draw me in
Straight away,
And
yeah.
that game, I like turned it on and it was straight into this sort of like.
All I want to do is
Bling, bling, bling,
It was really
chicken.
good. It was really good.
Slumdog Millionaire.
Yes.
Exactly.
But
Is it
what was good about
Slumdog
that?
Millionaire, is it?
Yeah, it
Oh,
was.
there you go.
What was good about that was that it was the kind of music they would have been listening to as well. Which is
Yeah,
the whole point.
and,
when
and
you-
the way it goes, and like, because you're watching that, and you're like, oh, this is quite
really?
a crazy intro.
Oh, interesting, Mike. So MIA's listener base are frat boy idiots, are they?
And-
Yeah.
You're slagging her off.
Well, she
Don't
only
you know
done
her
one
dad's
song.
like head of the terrorists in
Oh, that's cool.
Sri Lanka.
Had a good intro though, like the whole game.
Far Cry
All I
3,
want
Far
to
Cry
do
3
is-
had a good game. To be honest.
Well,
How far did you get in the end? You about Mexico?
I dealt with Vast.
Oh, you did. You dealt with Vast.
And then I
fine.
realised
So what's the point,
there was
yeah.
no point playing the game anymore. So I don't care about anything else.
That's fair
I didn't
enough.
get very far, but it's
So
on my
good.
pile of things to
It was.
play.
It was. I was.
And
really
my Vast
into it.
bobblehead is almost
He's
better than
so-
any game could ever be.
It's
really.
true, actually. It kind of peaked too high for you, didn't it?
Yeah.
Then
He's
you-
great. But yeah, no, it's
Can I have your
just a strong
songbirds, by the
opening
way?
song.
No.
Just thought I'd ask.
Fuck.
Well, I didn't think I was going to be a big of a fan of Infinite as
I did go. That's why. That's why. Look, you won't understand because you don't like spending money. But that's why going all in on a collector's edition.
It's not an insult.
Thrifty
Just a
old
damn good
Edwards.
point.
That's why going all in on a collector's edition when it pays off, like Infinite, because there was like Far Cry 2 had happened. There was worry that maybe I wouldn't end up loving it as much as I did, and had no idea what Songbird was.
You're
So when
still
it comes round to the
financially
end,
and morally down on
a
this
great-
whole attitude
it's
of
nice.
buying
To,
every
it's
collector's
nice to
edition.
feel like it paid off.
You will never, in a million years, be up.
I am up.
No, you won't.
I am.
So that's no on the Songbird.
You can't.
Okay.
It's fucking.
Don't ask,
amazing.
you don't get in this world.
That's really true.
Look, is it at work?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, all I'm saying is either you can give it to me or the cleaners will take it.
Is it a word? Songbird. Have you got it like positioned
Yeah.
over your monitor?
It's No, I have actually because it's up by the TV, but I have to move it because I can't see the TV when I'm. Basically, yeah, Songbird was a great investment. I was,
While it's in around.
only at this table was buying a Songbird considered a
So
great
good.
investment.
Yeah.
Shame to be here.
Anyway, we're going back onto Facebook now, and Tom Dayton mentions Black Ops, and when Fortunate Son by Creedence Clearwater Revival plays on the radio, of course, it's one of those fantastic
This falls
Vietnam. No. It's all about where you hear these songs first. Like I heard a lot of these Vietnam songs for the first time in like Forrest Gump or Platoon. It's not. I don't think it's too cheap for Treyarch to have done that. It was the period,
Yeah.
and it does help the game. It makes it so much better.
It was just that moment in
down
Black Ops 1 when you're like going down a river and they're like, yeah, let's get some music on. And it's Sympathy for the Devil and you're just a little bit like,
that was a lot.
let's
of
go a
lists.
little bit more.
That was in a lot of lists with
subtle.
Sympathy for the Devil.
What's worse though, that or Avenged Sevenfold being in Black Ops 2 as characters? Don't they do a gig at the end of the game?
Wait, what?
Speaking of Ops, Spec Ops, The Line, which is currently free on Plus.
Yes, PlayStation Plus.
Great game. And again, got great music like it's got the Star Spangled Banner at the start by Hendrix and Hush by Deep Purple. Had a really great moment, a great ziplining moment, I believe. Chris Goodwin says pretty much the whole San Andreas soundtrack.
Sure.
Definitely, we talked a lot about that. Welcome to the Jungle was used in the advert at the time, and that was like, it's time to get excited now if you're not already, by the way.
Okay, so this is my favourite song that was used in the game.
Oh, excited.
Yeah.
Peggle.
It's not. Well, I mean, it's not my favourite because Peggle's my favourite.
Is it Nate's theme?
It's the favourite I put on my list.
Is it Zombies Are on My Lawn?
Is it an ode, Sully's Requiem?
It's not actually. No, it's.
What's the name of the camera? What's the name of the cameraman
Jeff.
from Uncharted 2?
Jeff.
Jeff's Bolero.
Jeff's
So it's not.
Bolero of Jeff.
It's not by PopCap or Naughty Dog. This song.
No, it's not. No, it was.
Insomniac?
No, it was in Portal 2.
Santa Monica Studios.
It's in Portal 2. It's a song by The National. It's called Exile Vilify.
Exile, it takes your mind again. Exile, it takes your mind again. You got
Beautiful little piano song, and it's playing. There's one point where you're going quite near the start of it, Portal 2, and you're playing along, and when you're still playing the rooms from Portal 1, you're still kind of almost training again in Portal 2.
And they're all dilapidated.
Yeah, and they're all fucked up. And there's a radio playing in the corner, and I just remember playing it, and suddenly heard this really haunting like piano music, like ding.
Everything's
ding,
haunting
ding.
with you, isn't it?
I'm a very haunted man.
Ghost Hunter Mike
Ding,
over
ding,
here.
ding, and I phone over, and you can pick up the radio and just sit there and just listen to it. And it's a really beautiful song, and it got me into
Cried.
National. And the National didn't cry. And the National are now one of my favourite
Too busy
bands.
laughing.
That's the first. Like I guess Rock Band got me into a lot of songs. That's the first game where it used incidental music like that got me into band. I love the National now. They're my favourite bands, and I listen to them a lot.
That's good.
Nice.
So that
It's
that
nice.
for me is really cool.
Thanks
And-
for picking songs and games that no one knows these, Mike.
Sure.
This is like
I knew
this is like when you said
Killing
Master.
and the Name.
Yeah.
It's like when you said Master was the film of the year. I'm just kidding. nice.
And so yeah, that resonates. And,
don't remember-
Portal 2 is so good. So it's so good to have
You've
something
done
else
well
to go
to pick a
alongside of
song.
it.
I don't remember that track specifically, but
Yeah. Because you can miss it. That's what's cool about it. As well. You
Yeah.
can miss it because it's playing in the like corner, and you can
It's
just
interesting that you like
Man.
enjoyed it having never heard it before and
Yeah.
you still picked up on it. That's
yeah.
quite cool.
It was just very sweet.
I was thinking about Portal 2 the other day and just how great it
Smiling.
was. Yeah,
Just in bed like
Yeah, I really was.
So good.
We're either doing the home wave or the full-on wank.
a wank symbol.
Full-on wank. Let's stop beating around the bush and talk about
Bush.
a game's
Kate thereof.
Bush.
Has she got any songs in any games?
I bloody love Kate Bush.
We all do.
And if you want some fun, look up the Alan Partridge Kate Bush medley on YouTube right now. Go, Steve. Let's talk about what might be the best use of music in any game series ever, Steve.
It's very well known and it's kind of obvious. It was like I say, it was in the advert.
I'm
And
Finding Nemo.
It was in the advert and the game. And it was a real pleasant surprise when I found it in the game. It's kind of, again, it's kind of like your Portal moment. Not everyone might necessarily find it in the game. But yeah, it's Beyond the Sea by Bobby Darin from Bioshock.
You mean La Mer?
No.
It's got an English name, it's got a French name.
Yeah, the original version was La Mer, but in the game it
In
was
the game, it
actually.
is the Bobby Darin version.
It's so cool.
It's brilliant. Because like the first time I saw the trailer, I was blown away by how incredible. And in fact, it was set to that song.
Yeah.
It's just great.
Not
It's
not
just,
a cool song.
No.
Dare I put
and
air
not
quotes
in,
over something?
Exactly. Not
like,
in any way is it like it's not trying
trendy
too
or
hard.
shoot,
It's
isn't
just
it? Yeah.
a song that fit the game
Yeah.
perfectly, and it was like.
Well, it's so obvious. It's about being under the sea. Like,
Exactly.
It's just like,
But then you play quite far into the game, and it's during the Sand of Cohen area, and you're wandering around, and there's just a jukebox playing the song
yeah.
really quietly, and you're like, I was literally like, oh no, I'm gonna find that, and obviously when I found it, listening to it, I was like, Beyond the Sea's playing in this game.
It's at the start of the game as well, isn't it?
No, it's only in the Sand of Cohen bit. And
No.
it's weird because I've never looked this up. I so distinctly remember it as being in that area. It was, and yeah, I mean, it's such a brilliant song.
It's because it's a great song because it's kind of sweet but kind of dark and a bit sad.
Melancholic.
That's
Oh,
melancholic as well.
for me, any game that has that kind of
Melancholic.
melancholic 50s, 60s sort of soundtrack
Well, Fallout
is perfect. Yeah, Fallout had
3
it.
had it, yeah.
The thing is with Fallout, when I first saw Fallout, it did feel like it was trying to take some of the Bioshock
A little bit. Yeah.
magic because the soundtrack was so Bioshock.
Crashed a lot. Yeah, crashed. A lot of crashes.
that test. That bloody test.
Go exam.
The goatees.
But yeah, I'd say That's one of the most memorable.
That was on my list, and I took it off because
You spell it wrong.
I said La Mer. It was actually Under the Sea.
The another track in that game.
It's not Under the Sea, it's Beyond the Sea.
Under the Sea.
It's in this Disney film called
Oh, that's the
Mermaid.
Crabs one.
When you're going through a murky bar in Rapture and you hear Kisty Girl playing in the corner, sung by Sebastian. Yeah.
That'd be beautiful.
The first song I remember hearing whilst playing through Bioshock is the same song that opens Shawshank.
Oh yeah.
And that might be the same. That might be the location you're thinking about. It goes like this.
If I didn't care.
Oh, another classic.
And the whole, obviously everybody knows this now, but the best thing about Bioshock is the atmosphere and the music choices for that game plays right into it. It's a treat for the eyes and the ears.
It was always
They popped up suddenly, didn't they? It wasn't constantly. You weren't being hammered with. Oh, look, another trendy
and
song.
it wasn't like playing over the top of the game.
No.
It was always crackling in some corner.
Yeah,
Like you find a little
exactly.
crappy radio that you could turn off if you wanted to when you got there. Like I say, it was never forced on you. It's like, they could have easily had when you were going into Rapture, Beyond the Sea
Of course
playing.
it wasn't, because you have the classic album getting confused. And to be honest, the music
But
in
they
Bioshock, just the actual orchestral music is incredible as well. So it's nice that they can then match that. They had to try so hard then to match their music they've made themselves with some absolutely incredible music. And those songs are beautiful.
Yeah,
Great shout.
It's a And
I did.
you too.
Well,
mate,
Josh.
you had it on your list.
It was on there, but I had to root
It's
for
a,
that fucking infamous song, didn't I?
And I would like to take this moment to get a little high above the clouds.
Oh,
Through some sort of weird sort of like
rockety.
So it's the anti-Bioshock
the anti-Bioshock.
one.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Now, we're not going to spoil Bioshock Infinite in any major way. All we kind of have to talk about this music is like a theme, and if you don't want to know anything about Bioshock Infinite, you should have played it by now. But stop listening.
We got to say what the names of the songs are that are in it.
No, I'm just telling them to stop listening before I start saying these things. There's a theme of time travel relating to the songs, and I don't really want to say. I'll try not to say much more. There's going to be one big spoiler coming in a minute, but we'll give you a big warning before we say that one.
It's the fact the songs, which you're about to mention, like they actually tie into the plot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't happen.
Same with
in
Bioshock.
video games. It is, like I say, is the peak, isn't it?
Same with Bioshock 1 as well, Beyond the Sea.
But
That
even
works. That's stuck in a.
Yeah.
That's stuck in a.
This
previous
is just
time.
perfect how Infinite ties them in.
I've always been a fan of cover songs, but not like Little Mix covering Cannonball.
You don't like that.
You know, it's a cover that almost does the opposite of what the original version of the song does. You know, that does something different, that changes the song, that makes it its own version of it. I love that, like Ryan Adams' Wonderwall, or whatever. But yeah, I mean, you hear the original version of Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, early on in the game, and like a few other songs, you hear 1901 versions of them playing from gramophones.
You don't even recognise them, do you? At first.
I did.
Well, I mean, I recognise.
did as well.
I recognised. I knew it, but couldn't place it for a long time until something clicked. Because I think the first time the Tears for Fears one was when you get to the beach.
I don't know how we can
And
talk
it's-
about this without me slagging off you and your music.
What are you talking about? I knew the song. I just did take a while to click
No,
it.
but I just meant about, the time we talked about our top albums. You went, I don't really do albums. Here are 10 singles that I like.
They were all from Linkin Park albums.
They're like, hold on, Mike, this is just now what I call Music 42.
Never.
In
Fuck
order,
you.
in order as well. And you're like, doy.
No, but that was it. Was especially the Tears for Fears one. That was the main one that I really didn't like.
You don't get it at the beach.
What
You
am I
didn't
thinking?
like?
It was no that I didn't like.
Hated it. No, he didn't
What?
like.
So what's the one at the beach? There's another one again that's just so different. It's
Girls
Just
Wanna Have Fun.
Girls Want to Have Fun. That's the one. Yeah.
Because I remember you saying to me, did you know that was in that? I was like, it's only playing as it's not even the lyrics. To
It's-
that
it's
one,
all- it's
just
all
the
Yeah,
music.
that was it. Yeah, that was it because that was just the song.
to-
I love the game. I'm excited. It was Girls Just Want to Have Fun because it was just the music behind it. So it was.
Yeah,
What is that? What is that?
It's playing on an organ that you would find at a seaside, especially
She dances to it.
back in the
Elizabeth
days.
has a little dance.
Oh, Mr. DeWitt, I love to dance. We've got to save the world, you stupid girl.
There's a songbird.
Come on,
somewhere.
Belle. Let's get you back to Beauty and the Beast.
Taking those songs, like you said, they're not like integral to the plot, but they play into the plot. They're kind of hints of other aspects
see,
of the plot.
This is how
it improves upon the plot.
Yes.
As well,
This is-
when you realise
Yeah.
they are so significant.
This is how important music is to me. The use of music in that game seals the deal for me. You know, it would be a 9.5 for me, but
Out of 100.
that made it a 10. You know, like I
is a hell of
that's
a-
right,
Chris-
Mac. A perfect 10.
10 out of 100. A perfect 10 out of 100.
Chris has never given anything higher.
You idiot. Are you listening, Mac? 10 out of 10.
Of all the things,
10 out of 10 doesn't mean
all the
perfect,
things
Mac.
Matt goes on. That's up there. The most.
He's
so
stuck. He can't back down.
blinkered
He
and
can't back
stupid.
down now.
It's just stupid, though.
He is
Isn't it?
stupid.
It's like
10
that
is-
film. Step up. I mean, never back down. Damn it. The cover versions of those songs are so clever. There's vinyl scratch. It's usually just one guy playing on a 1900s plinky plonky piano. And as Steve said, the songs, Tainted Love, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Fortunate Son,
Shiny happy people.
Shiny Happy People.
Whoa. Trying to have people's in there.
Yeah, that was a tough one that you hear in the distance, and
Because I just
I don't even know it was in there.
I've heard that
Awesome.
little opening bit, and I did hear it, and I was like, yeah, okay.
But then it
And I
changes.
stood-
It goes, shiny happy people holding
The
hands.
lyrics are
the
so
beauty is-
clear, aren't they?
And God only knows.
Yes,
what I'd be
that's-
without you.
I may not always love you, but long as there are stars above you, you never need to doubt it. I'll make you so sure about it. God only knows what I'd be without you. Without you. Without you.
There's an email I sent to Mike like the day after I started playing it,
Which was a little bit after I played. So I was literally waiting. Couldn't
and
wait
I
for you to
just
get
said
back there.
like, God only knows. Maybe my favourite moment in any game ever now.
Yeah.
And
made-
I was just like all of us. You
Yeah.
just stood there listening to it, and when it flew away, you were like,
No.
Please come back.
does it come back? Is it on a rotation?
On my second playthrough, I tried very hard to jump onto that platform, and I nearly made it. You
too.
can't do it. That Keza from IGN said she teared up a bit when she heard that. Same with me, and Everybody Wants to Rule the World. It's.
So what happens? So on that bit is it's again. If at the time you first play it, it feels again like you could have missed it. I guess
Because
you can miss it,
I saw
right?
the posters on the way saying,
Yeah.
God only knows, blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah,
I was like interested. And then when I saw the thing come out and it said God only knows on it, I was like, well.
And you
and you don't instantly think, it'll be the Beach Boys version. You think,
Yeah.
I wonder what this will
Yeah.
be. Maybe it's the Beach Boys. And then they play it.
And you stumble along, and then there's this floating barge as everything in Rapture, everything in Columbia is floating, floats along, and you hear this song, and the song is beautiful. But again, it's even more melancholic than the.
That would be
original.
my number
It's-
2.
Yeah, it was
behind
going to be
Peggle.
on my list, but I thought, what's the point? And it's going to come up.
My favourite thing from Columbia,
Yeah.
Shakira. She's
course, yeah.
well fit.
And when you first heard them sing that,
She's great, isn't
I
she?
didn't necessarily, I didn't think necessarily it was out of place. I didn't think, oh, why they sing this in 1901?
That's because you probably thought, didn't know the song was from 1901.
Well, that's, I think a little bit.
No,
of me didn't
I'm
know
gonna-
it was.
I'm gonna-
I think my first thought was, oh, it must have been around then.
I'm
But that's
gonna-
kind of the journey you go on, is
But I'm
realising
going to take
something's
'cause
up
I
with
don't know
this.
if you were further ahead of me and you knew stuff already
Uh-huh.
when we talked about it, but I do remember having a conversation with you, and we were talking about the songs.
Yeah.
I said like it's hilarious that these songs that are like from the 90s and the 80s in this game that's set in like 1900. But I was like, but it's fine because they're such great songs, and
Yeah.
and you did say, oh, but maybe I do wonder if it'll play into the story.
yeah.
Maybe it's part of the plot, and I was like,
Don't be stupid.
how would that work?
Idiots.
There's no time traveling in this game, right? But yeah, and like I say,
It did, yeah.
I don't think you'd got to the point where you knew. it.
No,
So
I
it was
didn't,
quite
no.
a well.
I just-
observation.
I think it wasn't until I heard something like Tainted Love, and I was like, I think in my mind I did actually think maybe God only knows is from. the
They're
early
also
1990s.
key to the plot, like especially Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Genius, like absolute genius.
Yeah.
And
So
like I said,
all religious, like God only knows, and
Yeah.
so heavily.
also what I'd be without
such
you.
good songs.
God only knows what I'd be without you. Very key to Booker and Elizabeth.
Indeed.
Like I said earlier on, it can forever change how you look at a song. Like I mean, I knew Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I liked Everybody Wants to Rule the World, but Like since then, it's the whole song's taken on new meaning for me. I absolutely love it. When I went to E3, when I went out to LA, I mainly listened to the latest Muse album, the latest Queens of the Stone Age album, and the best of Tears for Fears, because it was
What a combo.
it really injects new life into an already great song, and I listened to I downloaded the cover version as well, and we'll be playing this episode out with Everybody Wants to Rule the World very shortly.
Which version though?
The cover one, the Bioshock one.
I like both.
Not just gonna play a whole song at the end. No, I can't do that.
How many people that completed Last of Us, like Chris said, like I did think about Infinite more than any game I can remember completing afterwards. Like a few days after, I was still like just remembering moments, like
couldn't get it out of my head.
Yeah, that's it.
On the flight out there to LA, it's all I was thinking about.
That's what I mean.
And
Had you just finished it before you left? Or?
yeah, I finished it the night before. Like I was like, because that was my plan, finish it before E3. I didn't expect to cut it so close. But it, like at first I thought that was amazing. I didn't like it as much as Bioshock 1, but it's almost too early to tell.
Yeah.
And the best things are things that are layered, things that are really intelligent, things that grow on you, and things that leave a lasting impression. And in Infinite, because we've never really spoken about it on this podcast.
Yeah,
and here's the time.
I mean,
Bioshock Infinite has. It's pretty much all I've been playing this year. I've just been
We've got
raping
the Game of the Year
hard.
episode coming up. Imagine it's going to
Coming
come
up.
up a bit there.
Also, it's got that song
Four
from it's got that song that Booker plays on the guitar, Elizabeth sings.
Oh, yeah, the one
and that's coming out on Troy.
Yeah, Troy Baker's releasing it.
That's in the credits, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
That annoyed me.
I still didn't manage to finish the sentence. That's coming out on Troy Baker's album.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by? By and by is a better home awaiting in the sky, in the sky.
A little annoyed.
Those credits are a bit too
Just
long.
a little annoyed.
One criticism of the game.
Yeah, but it's weird. It's nice.
for me,
It was
it's got-
cool to see them throw in the real characters.
It's got God Only Knows and
Troy
Everybody
Baker's
Wants
real
to-
But I was in a rush. Like I was meant to have like left my flat to go meet some mates, and I was like, I'd like
Did I have a
got
similar
to
thing?
as Infinite's ending is one of those endings where you get to the point where you think this is the end of the game,
Yeah.
and 2 hours later you're still playing.
And then the hobbits get back to the Shire.
Exactly, yeah. Gandalf. But that is basically it's a long ending. It's a brilliant ending. But it's one of those
I
games.
don't. I mean, yeah, this is all.
So the credits though, I was just like impatiently waiting, knowing full well
So wait, hold on.
something's probably going to happen at the end.
Come the end of the year, there's 2 moments I know from Bioshock Infinite that I'm going to be pushing very hard for being best moment. But I don't think it's going to be best game because everyone loves The Last of Us.
So well, I can count 3
But I
votes
think,
for
for us three,
Infinite,
but then
yeah.
everyone else I think will fall on last, which is crazy. You wouldn't have thought at the beginning of the year. But
Mike Power will be Last of Us.
no, I
brilliant,
was
yeah.
always looking for Bioshock Infinite more than
You
The
were,
Last of
no,
Us.
to be fair, but when Infinite came out and it got loads of positive reviews.
But not like, yeah, it was great.
Here comes the gigantic Infinite spoiler, so skip ahead a whole minute just to be safe. But yes, anyway, when you get to Rapture at the end and you hear Beyond the Sea playing, I nearly...
Fuck me.
It was...
That's my moment of the year.
It was,
Just
it
done.
was absolutely
Oh
incredible.
yeah,
Just
that's
done. Like,
when I said the Beach Boys thing was the best moment in gaming. I hadn't got to that bit. That bit genuinely blew me away. Like sitting there,
The fact that it was
I was like, oh my god.
The fact that it was where you start Bioshock 1 as well.
Yeah.
So
and again,
good.
the fact that those 2 games bookend this generation of gaming so perfectly.
Very, yeah.
So
I
it was-
really thought that about timing wise, 2007, 2013.
Going back to like sort of like comparing to TV shows and stuff. Like, I'm not going to name a specific one, but it's the only game. One of the only
EastEnders.
games. Yeah, when
Big Brother.
you find out that Dirty Den's
I
still
was trying
alive.
to. Sorry.
Yeah, but like, no, it is one of the only games I've ever played, if not the only one, where it was one of those.
Probably play some
when-
more.
When you watch a great TV show and you get those huge moments, which we all love,
Yeah.
episodes of Breaking Bad,
Madge's,
whatever.
Madge's death and Neighbours.
Yeah, and you're just like in awe of it, and you're like, you just want to soak it all in, and that's one of the only games I've ever really had that. Like my favourite game,
Portal 2.
I always say Half-Life, and it's brilliant, but it doesn't have a moment that like you just sitting there and you have to.
Digest it.
You have to
sit
wait
back and-
until your body's ready to carry on playing because you're like, whoa. Because watching
I couldn't
what
breathe.
happens when you go back there as well, the moment when you get there and
Yeah, I could barely breathe for so. I was like,
was
really, I couldn't
incredible.
really found hard to.
because I went around.
Because I was so nervous they were going to fuck it up, and the fact that they're going back to Rapture not only was cool to go back there, but was important story. That's how he managed to defeat
Yep.
Songbird. Well,
And didn't overdo it either. They
No,
didn't
exactly.
make him fight a big daddy. or
yeah,
anything, like-
imagine.
And then he goes, "A city under the sea." That's ridiculous.
That annoyed me a little bit, but it was a small.
That's the point of the line, though, isn't it? To be.
You think so? I hope so, because it was a
cringy.
little bit. But man, no. Ooh, anyway,
I mean-
spoilers over.
I mean, Ken Levine does it again.
Yep.
Boosh.
That's
6
a
years.
threefer so
Give
far,
someone
isn't
6
it?
years. Threefer.
System Shock 2, mate.
Oh, fuck
We're
it.
not going to
Haven't
ignore that
touched
game,
it.
are
Nah,
we?
we are. Don't know it.
The game that's basically Bioshock 1 with a better villain. With a good villain, if you will.
What?
Come on.
Anyway, so yes, we're looking forward to Burial at Sea,
Yeah.
and those are the songs that make our spines tingle.
That those lazy game developers just stole from someone else.
Thanks, guys, for tweeting and Facebooking your picks. If you want to contribute to further episodes, please do. Ready Game Fire on Facebook and Twitter. Email us, contact@readygamefire.co.uk. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're on iTunes. Please rate, like, and review us on YouTube and iTunes. And that's about it.
Oui.
Thank
a
you for
wrap.
listening to the Ready Game Fire podcast, episode 48. It's goodbye from me, Chris Fox. Goodbye from Michael Power.
That's a rapture.
And goodbye from Steve Edwards.
I like that. That's his best one yet. So, yeah, goodbye. Goodbye.
Bring it back!
Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world. It's my own design. It's my own remorse. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of freedom and of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule. There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands while the walls come tumbling down. They do, I'll be right behind you. So glad we've almost made it. So sad they had to hate it. Everybody wants to rule the world. I can stand this in